Did you know that some of the most common habits could be damaging your DNA and increasing your risk of developing severe diseases, like cancer? According to renowned natural health specialist Barbara O'Neill, there are 7 hidden factors silently sabotaging our health without us even noticing. But not all hope is lost. The human body has an incredible capacity to heal, as long as we provide the right conditions. Today, we face a global health crisis. Despite advancements in hygiene, nutrition, and medicine, the number of devastating diseases continues to rise. At the core of many of these diseases lies DNA damage, the very nucleus of our cells and the genetic map directing every function in our bodies. This damage disrupts our natural ability to regenerate and maintain good health. What is causing this crisis? Barbara O'Neill identifies 7 silent enemies attacking our DNA daily. These factors include nutritional deficiencies, chemical exposure, genetically modified foods, electromagnetic fields, stimulants, negative emotions such as anger, and the presence of fungi in our environment. To understand how to protect our DNA, we must first grasp what it is and how it works. DNA, located within the nucleus of our cells, is the genetic code that directs every aspect of our existence. From the color of our eyes to our ability to fight diseases, everything is determined by this microscopic design. The fascinating thing is that our body is in a constant state of regeneration. Some cells, like those in our eyes, renew every 1 to 2 days, while the cells in our gastrointestinal tract do so every 3 to 5 days. Even more complex organs, such as the liver, regenerate completely every 6 weeks. Within 2 years, we essentially have a new body. However, this process depends on DNA being in good condition, as it serves as the blueprint guiding this reconstruction. Despite having specialized enzymes that constantly work to repair DNA, our modern lifestyle introduces several factors that hinder this process. Poor diet, pollution, stress, and other elements compromise the integrity of our cells. When DNA is damaged, the body loses its ability to regenerate effectively, opening the door to diseases like cancer. Barbara O'Neill emphasizes that by identifying and addressing these causes, we can strengthen our bodies and help them repair naturally. The good news is that there are practical and accessible solutions that can make a difference. In the next section, we'll explore the first of these 7 enemies: mineral deficiencies in our diet and how this shortage directly affects the health of our DNA. We'll uncover which foods can help combat this problem and how to incorporate them into daily life. Don't miss it. The first cause of DNA damage identified by Barbara O'Neill is a mineral deficiency in our diet. It might come as a surprise, but minerals are essential to maintaining the integrity of our DNA. These micronutrients act as the glue that holds together the amino acid chains forming part of our genetic material. Without them, the DNA structure weakens, making it more vulnerable to damage. According to recent studies, 92% of DNA damage is related to a lack of minerals. But how did we get here? While many people consume fruits and vegetables regularly, the quality of these foods has declined due to modern farming practices, such as the overuse of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, and the depletion of nutrients in the soil. When we don't get the necessary minerals, our bodies cannot efficiently produce and repair DNA. This has severe implications for our health. Among the most critical minerals are magnesium, zinc, selenium, and iron. These not only support the formation of essential proteins for cellular repair but also help neutralize free radicals that can damage DNA. For instance, magnesium is crucial for the enzymes responsible for stabilizing and repairing DNA. Without enough magnesium, the body cannot combat genetic mutations that could lead to diseases like cancer. The solution begins on your plate. Dark leafy greens, such as spinach, kale, and broccoli, are some of the richest sources of minerals. However, it's not enough to consume large quantities. The quality and freshness of these foods are fundamental. Barbara O'Neill highlights the importance of choosing organic and locally grown produce. Fresh foods, harvested and consumed quickly, contain more nutrients compared to processed or long-stored products. Another key is ensuring that the soils in which our food is grown are rich in minerals. This can be achieved through sustainable agricultural practices and the use of natural fertilizers. For those unable to access high-quality foods, mineral supplements can be a helpful alternative, but always under the guidance of a health professional. A simple way to incorporate more minerals into your diet is by preparing a green smoothie daily. You can include ingredients like fresh spinach, a bit of kale, lemon juice, and a source of healthy fats such as avocado or chia seeds. This combination not only provides essential minerals but also enhances nutrient absorption thanks to the healthy fats. Additionally, try rotating the types of vegetables you consume to ensure you get a broader range of minerals. For example, alternate between spinach, Swiss chard, and bok choy in your meals. Addressing mineral deficiencies is a crucial step in protecting our DNA and preventing severe diseases. However, it's not the only enemy our bodies face. In the next section, we'll explore one of the most insidious threats to our health: chemicals in our environment and their direct impact on our cells. Discover how to avoid these toxins and protect your body from their harmful effects. The second silent enemy damaging our DNA and compromising our health is chemicals. Barbara O'Neill explains that we are surrounded by chemicals that have become ubiquitous in our daily lives. From cleaning products to cosmetics, processed foods, and pesticides, these substances are designed to make modern life easier but at a cost: the health of our cells. Every year, approximately 30,000 new chemicals are introduced into the global market, many of which have not been thoroughly evaluated for their long-term effects on the human body. When these chemicals come into contact with our bodies, they can disrupt cellular balance, cause genetic mutations, and directly damage DNA. One of the greatest dangers of chemicals is their ability to act as endocrine disruptors, meaning they interfere with hormones that regulate key functions in our bodies. This not only impacts the immune and reproductive systems but can also trigger inflammatory processes that damage DNA and increase the risk of diseases such as cancer. Barbara also notes that even the medications we take, particularly those consumed long-term, can have adverse effects on our DNA. Drugs such as antidepressants and corticosteroids can alter cellular chemistry, leading to severe side effects. However, any changes in medication use must be made under the supervision of a healthcare professional. The good news is that we can take steps to significantly reduce our exposure to harmful chemicals. Here are some practical tips. Opt for pesticide-free fruits and vegetables. Organically grown foods not only contain fewer chemicals but are also often richer in essential nutrients. Reduce the use of plastic containers, especially for storing hot food or liquids. Plastics contain chemicals like BPA, which can leach into food and cause cellular damage. Read the labels of cleaning products, cosmetics, and processed foods. Look for natural alternatives free of toxic chemicals. For instance, replace commercial detergents with baking soda and vinegar, which are equally effective and much safer. Barbara recommends keeping your home's air clean and free of pollutants. Use air purifiers or simply ventilate your spaces regularly. A simple step you can take today is to replace harsh cleaning products with natural alternatives. For example, white vinegar and baking soda are excellent for cleaning surfaces and disinfecting without exposing your family to harmful chemicals. Additionally, consider starting a small garden at home where you can grow your own herbs or vegetables without pesticides. This not only promotes healthier eating but also reduces your exposure to toxins. Reducing exposure to chemicals is essential to protect the integrity of our DNA. However, another threat, perhaps even more concerning, has infiltrated our food chain: genetically modified foods, GMOs. In the next section, we'll discover how these foods directly affect our DNA and what steps we can take to avoid them. The third factor Barbara O'Neill identifies as harmful to our DNA is the consumption of genetically modified organisms, GMOs. While these foods have been promoted as a solution to increase agricultural production and combat world hunger, their long-term effects on human health are concerning. GMOs are the result of a process where the DNA of two different species is manipulated and combined. This process generates substances that the human body does not recognize, which can alter essential cellular functions and cause DNA damage. Furthermore, these foods have been linked to a higher risk of chronic diseases, including cancer. When we consume genetically modified foods, the substances resulting from their digestion can interact with our cells in ways we do not yet fully understand. Preliminary studies suggest that these foods have the potential to interfere with cellular replication, a critical process for the body's regeneration and repair. Moreover, GMO crops are often sprayed with herbicides such as glyphosate, a substance classified by the World Health Organization as a probable carcinogen. Glyphosate not only affects gut flora, which is essential for immune health, but can also directly damage DNA. The key to protecting your DNA is to limit or eliminate GMOs from your diet. Here are some practical steps to achieve this. Look for certifications such as non-GMO or organic on the foods you buy. These labels guarantee that the product does not contain genetically modified ingredients. Support local farmers who grow food naturally and organically. These products are not only safer but also often more nutritious. Many processed foods contain ingredients derived from GMO crops, such as corn and soy. Preparing meals from scratch with fresh ingredients is an effective way to reduce exposure. If you have space, consider growing your own vegetables and herbs. This not only ensures the quality of what you eat but also connects you with nature and improves your well-being. A simple change you can make today is to replace products like soybean or corn oil with safer alternatives such as extra virgin olive oil or organic coconut oil. You can also opt to consume fresh, seasonal fruits and vegetables instead of canned or packaged products. Another strategy is to incorporate more ancient grains like quinoa, amaranth, and millet into your diet. These grains are naturally free of genetic modifications and rich in nutrients. Avoiding genetically modified foods is an essential step to protecting our health and DNA. However, the damage isn't limited to what we eat. In the next section, we'll explore the impact of electromagnetic fields on our cells and how we can minimize their influence in our daily lives. Don't miss it. The fourth factor Barbara O'Neill highlights as a hidden enemy to our health is electromagnetic fields, EMFs. We live in a world saturated with electronic devices, mobile phones, Wi-Fi routers, microwaves, televisions, and household appliances. While these technological advances have made our lives easier, they have also increased our exposure to electromagnetic radiation, which can damage our cells, particularly our DNA. Barbara explains that our body, especially our nervous system, operates through electrical impulses. External electromagnetic fields can interfere with these impulses, disrupting fundamental processes like cellular communication and DNA repair. EMFs alter the natural electrical frequency of our cells, causing oxidative stress. This stress generates free radicals, highly reactive molecules that can damage DNA and increase the risk of genetic mutations. Over time, these mutations may contribute to the development of chronic diseases, such as cancer. For instance, studies have shown that living near high-voltage power lines is associated with a higher risk of health problems, including birth defects and degenerative diseases. Additionally, constant exposure to mobile devices and Wi-Fi has been linked to sleep disturbances, chronic fatigue, and headaches. Although it's impossible to completely eliminate electromagnetic fields from our lives, practical steps can be taken to minimize their impact. We spend about a third of our lives sleeping, making the bedroom a key area to reduce exposure. Keep electronic devices out of the bedroom. Avoid charging your mobile phone or using Wi-Fi routers near where you sleep. At night, switch off your Wi-Fi router and disconnect other electronic devices. This not only reduces exposure but also improves sleep quality. When using your mobile phone, avoid holding it directly to your ear during long calls. Use headphones or speaker mode instead. Limit the time spent in front of screens, especially laptops or tablets, which generate significant electromagnetic fields. Avoid placing your bed near walls that house fuse boxes, electrical meters, or other high-voltage devices. These can generate electromagnetic fields that may interfere with your health while you sleep. A simple change you can make today is to install a timer on your Wi-Fi router so it turns off automatically at night. This not only protects your health but also reduces energy consumption. If you work long hours in front of a computer, consider investing in a screen filter and an ergonomic chair. These not only reduce visual and physical fatigue but also help minimize stress caused by prolonged exposure to devices. Reducing our exposure to electromagnetic fields is essential for protecting the integrity of our DNA. However, there's another silent enemy we consume daily that has a devastating impact on our health: stimulants. In the next section, we'll explore how sugar, caffeine, and other stimulants affect our DNA and what we can do to prevent their damage. The fifth factor identified by Barbara O'Neill that harms our DNA is stimulants, substances present in our daily diet that negatively affect our cells. Sugar, caffeine, tobacco, and alcohol not only create dependency but also disrupt essential functions in our bodies, compromising their regenerative abilities and increasing the risk of chronic diseases like cancer. Sugar is one of the most common and harmful stimulants. Excessive consumption causes spikes and crashes in blood sugar levels, leading to oxidative stress. This stress directly attacks cells, increasing DNA damage and contributing to inflammatory and metabolic conditions like diabetes. Caffeine, while culturally accepted, can interfere with brain neurotransmitters when consumed in excess. This affects cellular communication and, over time, can disrupt genetic stability. Tobacco is undoubtedly one of the most aggressive factors. Its chemical components can cause genetic mutations in DNA, significantly increasing the risk of cancer. Moreover, these genetic alterations can be passed on to future generations. Alcohol also harms cells by preventing the body from repairing its DNA. Even small amounts can cause detrimental changes in cells, affecting both the consumer's body and potential descendants, as seen in cases of fetal alcohol syndrome. The sixth factor Barbara O'Neill points out is anger and other persistent negative emotions. These emotions directly impact the body by raising stress levels and releasing hormones like cortisol, which, in excess, can damage cells and DNA. Scientific research has shown that constant exposure to emotions such as anger, resentment, or frustration can trigger chronic inflammatory processes in the body, weakening its natural ability for cellular repair. Additionally, individuals living with these emotions often experience sleep problems, high blood pressure, and weakened immune systems, leaving them vulnerable to more severe illnesses. To combat this damage, it is essential to adopt practices that promote calmness and emotional well-being, such as meditation, mindful breathing, or relaxing activities like yoga. The final factor, and no less important, is fungi and mold. Barbara explains that these organisms can alter human DNA in ways similar to how they affect plants. Prolonged exposure to damp environments contaminated with mold can weaken the immune system and create conditions that favor the development of severe diseases. Fungi are also common in improperly stored processed foods, increasing the risk of unintentional consumption. For instance, foods contaminated with mycotoxins, toxins produced by fungi, can severely damage cells and compromise DNA health. To reduce the risk, Barbara recommends avoiding damp environments and ensuring that food is stored under optimal conditions. If you live in a place prone to mold formation, use dehumidifiers and ventilate your spaces regularly. To protect your DNA and overall health, consider these final steps. Avoid stimulants. Reduce sugar, tobacco, alcohol, and caffeine. Replace them with natural and healthy alternatives. Manage your emotions. Dedicate time to activities that help relieve stress and improve emotional well-being. Clean your environment. Identify and eliminate sources of mold in your home, and prioritize fresh, properly stored foods. By addressing these 7 factors, mineral deficiencies, chemical exposure, genetically modified foods, electromagnetic fields, stimulants, negative emotions, and fungi, you can provide your body with the tools it needs to regenerate and protect itself. The human body has an incredible capacity to heal when given the right conditions. Are you ready to take care of your DNA and transform your health? Start with small steps. Change your habits, prioritize healthy foods, and create a toxin-free environment. If you found this information useful and want to learn more about improving your quality of life, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your loved ones. See you in the next video as we continue learning together. This video is for informational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. Always consult your doctor for specific guidance on your situation.